YouTube, what is up? All right, it is Friday. It is race day. We have the car ready and loaded. It's early morning. I thought I'd go over our plan and give you a quick walk around of the race car this year. Yeah, so let's do it. So here is a map of the Baja 1000. Race start is up here in Ensenada, and then it also finishes back into Ensenada. It is a loop. We go down the Pacific side for our first section. So basically it's 1 to about 200 is the first section. So we've got 4 teams of 2 for driving, and we're splitting up the course roughly 225, 250 miles a piece. So our first guy, Scott, will be going to 200, 200, and then our next driver, Ammon, and Dan with his co-driver will take this section, which is probably the hardest section, all the way up and through the mountains over to Highway 3. So that's what's tough with chasing on this year, is that section is going to be hard to get to them. There's only a few access roads kind of down here in the lower portion, and there's not as much up in here, so you cannot brake. If you brake in here, it's trouble. Then once they come out onto Highway 3, I think we'll meet them at 440. This is just highway 440. That's where I'll get in. So my section is basically all San Felipe. So I'm going to come all the way around through here. This is all kind of, I believe it's pretty fast. I got a little bit of technical stuff, but it's pretty fast. I've got an awesome wash. I've got a bunch of whoops. But yeah, that's going to be my section right along Cia Cortez. This is San Felipe area. And then Joe, he's going to take the last section. So he's 680-ish, well, 650, 680, we haven't decided exactly, but, and then he's going to take her home for us, hopefully, if all is going well. So pretty stoked. There's our big map of Baja. We've got 3 chase trucks that'll be shuttling drivers around with tools. Cool thing about a Class 10, let's go over to the Class 10 and check it out, but unlike a UTV, we carry a lot of spare parts. So there's Beast, and here she is. Let's take a look at the Class 10 and kind of go over our car. This car started out as a Class 5, and Joe just can't stand not being fast, so he just kept making it faster and faster. So Class 5 has different suspension. It's Volkswagen powered. Now this has basically, Class 10 is basically, I don't know, it's like a fast buggy with less power. It's power limited. So we've got 150 horsepower Ecotech, basically something that comes out of a Chevy Cobalt motor. Back here, that's your power plant. We've got a sequential trans, which is awesome. Started out with a 5-speed, but now it has a sequential. So just up and down on the transmission. I talked him to some new seats for this race, which is good. These are Corbeau Baja XPs, freaking awesome. Got the AEM functional display, Lowrance nav. You got your pumpers. Redesigned the cooling. We used to have our oil cooler and trans cooler up top. Now we've made it so they have a side inlet, and there's a cooler on each side, and the radiator is by itself, and the car's running really, really good. Let's take a look. Let's hop down again. So with Baja, you carry parts. We call it the Baja trim. So like, if you could see, tie rod, there's an extra tensioner. We've got a belt there. Like, we're hiding parts wherever we can on this thing. Sandboards. There's our jack. Pretty cool. Let's go up here. You want things easy and quick. This is our lug wrench, spring activated, pull out, pretty sweet. So he went and did the battle at Prim and was sending it off a jump and basically broke the whole rear end of the car off. So 2 weeks ago he redesigned this whole rear end of this chassis, which is pretty cool. Oh, this is kind of trick. We put spare boots on the axle and just taped them. So if these ones rip, we just slide it on, put a new clamp on, and you're done. Re-grease it, good to go. So this is pretty cool. So when he redesigned it, he went to 2 spares in the center. So now we could have 2 flats on in one session where the truck wasn't there. We could change them. It's also rollover protection. If you look at, see how high it is? If it does flip over, it's going to use the tire as a bumper, which is pretty cool. King shocks all the way around. Let's go up here. We got a nice light package. So lights up front, LP6s, LP4s, Baja laser light, and then some rigid pods. So we've got greens, yellows. Oh, and then we have our huge light bar on the top.
We tried. We gave it our best effort.
Joe loves to ram people, so he's got a serious front end bumper structure here. So I've got cams. We're gonna have a cam facing this way and getting people that we pass, basically, hopefully. And then we have the cam coming out. I should be getting all of our comms, which will be cool. Up in here, I don't want to take it off right now, but you basically have a CV axle, you have alternators, you have ECUs. We have all of our spare parts mounted on the frame all the way around the car. So you just pull off the panel and we literally have just about everything you need to fix this car on the trail with us at all times. So anyways, that's 1061. That's our car. Pretty excited. It's really prepped well. It's long, goes through the whoops good, and it's just tough. It's a really tough car. They've done a really good job preparing it. I'm really stoked to be able to drive it and be part of the race this year with these guys. It's going to be a blast. So follow along with this 1061. I think you can track us on Score, web's live tracking. We're going to be starting here in a couple hours. I think we stage around 10, and I think we leave 11 or 12 o'clock. Just kind of depends on how things go. But yeah, pretty sweet. That is our Class 10. Class 10s are about as fast as the top UTVs, so they're pretty close. I'd say they're tougher, but UTVs are getting so fast they're starting to beat the Class 10s. But Class 10s are super fun, super fast, limited on power, have really good suspension, and they're strong. So, all right, guys, follow along, and I've got a bunch of cool pre-running videos. I'll have all those videos. I won't be able to edit the actual footage till I get back, but it should be a fun day of racing. All right, YouTube, take it easy.